We're live? Alrighty, good. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. Alrighty, good. Good, good, good. Alrighty. Hello? Hello, I am Rose. I am Springsteen. Damn it. That bastard Grossi nearly upstaged this crap. Luckily, his new stream thing is going to be at 4 Central, 5 Eastern. God, that man can do no wrong. Oh crap, I forgot. I'm on. I forgot that I still had my Discord open. That probably caused the noise. Hmm. Dun, 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 dun. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Okay, it says the man with the Plan 360 is in here, but it's clear he's not. Lying bastards. I'm gonna Thulium and Thallium. Hello. It has been a week. God, it ain't felt like a week. It's felt like longer than that. It only felt like a couple of days. Well, I mean, you gotta consider the fact that one of us has had midterms. 40 inches of snow? That's like a decade for this state. No, that's like a century for this state, let's be honest. Well, not cumulative. Okay, for Baton Rouge, it probably is like a century. Jeez, how? Why? Why would you? What's the European model? Who's... Oh my god. The American model guesses 18 inches. Wow! Well, one of them's gonna be right. Or wrong. Both of them. 40? Hold on. Is this in one day? This is the next couple of days, of course. No, 40 inches in one day would be ridiculous. Do the numbers. No, that's 3 feet of snow. Never mind. See, it's ridiculous to me, the person who's not used to it. What's with the 2 little weird thingies, bro? Subtler. Where the heck? And it didn't happen. Jeez. Where the heck is Keeby Higgs when you need him? Emoji moment. Yes. My God, this is gonna be a lot to talk about. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be a lot. Because you got free agency, which I have not been able to keep up with. I've barely been able to keep up with it. And then you got all my shit I want to talk about. Because, like, I got a lot on the plate. I want to talk about the Saints cap stuff. I want to talk about the Dak deal. Talk about whatever other NFL moves, the compensatory picks. And then I got an LSU baseball recap, our Title IX situation, because we had that report release on, who else got cut? But nobody else. We only cut 3 guys. Only cut 3 guys this week. Well, look, we're still got $24.3 million to go, but the majority of the rest of this is gonna be in restructures. The rest of the number is just restructuring, basically. Still waiting for other people, of course, and waiting for the 7 o'clock. I mean, I know it's a long trip, but how long does it get to? How long will it take for the Steelers? Yeah, they are. And they're doing it before this one, thankfully. Thank God. I saw it and I'm like, they're doing a weekly show. It's on Thursdays. You bastards better not. It's at 5 Eastern. Yes. Because I was about to say it, like, Grossi, you better not be upstaging me. Yeah, exactly. I never really cared much about Dumpster Fire anyway. But this shit is, seriously, where's the Steelers fan in Rhode Island? Where is that? Where is that, mate? Also, who is Cherry Dipper? Yo! Okay, back from the grave. Finally. And just in time, because it is 7 o'clock. And I guess, let's jump right into it. Welcome, everybody, to Goal to Go, the weekly podcast live here on twitch.tv. My name is Ben Schluter. I am your host. This is the 4th episode of it. This week has been a crazy one for pretty much everyone. But especially those in the NFL. And especially for me as a Saints fan. Now, I should note that we came in this week with like $50 million that we needed to free up. No, we didn't. We came in with like $30 million to free up. No, we came in with $50 million. Excuse me while I hate myself for 3 seconds. Okay, time has been taken. So, where are the Saints right now in terms of the cap? Oh, what's up, mate? Finally. Now the gang's all here. If only there was more. Oh, wait. Why am I complaining about there not being more people here? We have a tight-knit family. Anyway. Let's talk about this. Yes. Anyway. Let's talk about this whole Saints cap situation. So. In order. We started by restructuring Cam Jordan and Demario Davis. We freed up $13.4 million in the cap, which brought us down under $50 million. Right, nerds. Which is why I'm always in the trivia stream like 20 minutes early. Right. Anyway, so yeah, we restructured Cam Jordan and Demario Davis. That freed up $13.4 million. Then we franchise tagged Marcus Williams. Now, that, initially, fair. Initially, I didn't understand it. Why the hell are you freeing up money for Marcus Williams when he can't make a tackle? And I looked into it. And, by God, are we fucked at the safety position? Yeah, we have, no depth. We were gonna release Janoris Jenkins. We have no depth. I mean, here's the thing. So, first of all, Marcus Williams is a top 10 safety in the league based on, the everything about him. Apparently, I didn't notice it either, but, he's a ball hawk. I see that. You see his ability to make plays on the football. He can't cover for shit, but he's a linebacker out there. He doesn't have the same ability. He's nowhere near the level yet. Maybe he'll develop into it, but Roman Harper is my closest thing. Roman Harper couldn't cover very well, but he was like a linebacker out there. He was a ball hawk. He got interceptions. He's in the Saints Hall of Fame for a reason. Damn good. So yeah, we need that for Marcus Williams, but that's $20 million. That was $20 million. I don't know how much it is, actually. Because the tag, they haven't figured out how much the tag is. Anyway, they probably have. Doesn't matter. Here's what matters. We then released Emmanuel Sanders. That was a $6.5 million saving. He's still due $4 million. Of the $10.5 million, but $6.5 million is $6.5 million, and we can easily make up for it in A, the draft, B, free agency, or C, both. Post-draft free agency, we're going to randomly find a wide receiver, and he's going to be there. That's just how the Saints are. The Saints are the type of team who are we need a wide receiver. Okay, who's this Randy? Okay, sweet, let's insert him into the offense. Why is he killing everyone? Okay. I mean, freaking Deontay Harris was not drafted, and it was why did no one draft you? You're super, super speedy and, can return kicks well. And then in week 3 of his rookie year, he returns a kick for a touchdown. And it's yeah, stop sleeping. Marquez Callaway, for example. I feel like he's got a really good role in the offense. He might need to step it up. He's been good on special teams, and he's shown his ability to catch the football. it's been really good. Like, I don't get why he's wearing the number 12, because that number should be reserved for the nobody else ever, because Marcus Colston should have his number retired. Personal opinion. Like, dude was a god. Dude holds every major franchise record. I mean, granted, Michael Thomas was going to hold those in like 2 years, but still. Like, yeah. It's insane. I think we got it going there. What else did we do? We cut Quan Alexander. $13.4 million gone. 'Tis true. We cut Quan Alexander and his $13.4 million. Oh my god, how the hell were you not cutting him earlier? That was really good. And then we restructured Andres Pete for $6 million, restructured Malcolm Jenkins for $3.4 million, and then finally we released Janoris Jenkins today. That was worth $7 million with an extra $600,000 savings because we turned a roster bonus into like a 2-year bonus. Instead of it being due immediately, $1.2 million, it's only $600,000 that we have to deal. So that's good. Here's the thing. We didn't have to take a $7 million. We could have restructured him. We could have saved $5.6 million by restructuring him, and we wouldn't have had as big a hole in the secondary. I'll say this. Janoris Jenkins is a liability in coverage sometimes. He committed more pass interference penalties than any other guy in the league in the past season. However, he's experienced. He's at least decent. You're not going to find a decent replacement for him on the free agent market in the draft. It's going to be tough. You know the Saints have been infamous for their secondary woes. Let's make it worse. You know, on a scale from 1 to 10, how stupid are you? Cause this is some high-level stupidity. But I understand it. Like, he's old. Jackrabbit's up there. I think he's 32. You want young talent? Apparently, we're looking into getting a replacement for Patrick, aging veteran Robinson. And because he's due $3 million, and he can't start. Dude just can't start. He keeps coming off with injuries. So, plus you need to start thinking about a replacement for Malcolm Jenkins soon, because he ain't a spring chicken either. Because he's been in the league since 2009. So, at some point, you're going to have to replace them both. But yeah, that really does it for all the Saints moves. We're going to get under the cap. That's a given. A lot of the moves that are left to be done are more restructurings. Excuse me. Which that's where it's been, like, the whole time. It's going to be a lot more restructurings than it is cutting. Because we can get back under the cap. We're going to do it. In fact, we don't have the worst cap situation. That's the Rams. The Rams have a worse cap situation than the Saints do right now. At least according to cap number. Why? Because Jared Goff is $22 million of their $34 million cap woe. $22 million in dead cap. You know, Rams, I knew that contract would backfire, but holy fuck. Yeah, lol, Rams. Seriously. You didn't expect that contract to backfire? God, Jared Goff, he didn't deserve it. He didn't earn that contract. He wasn't good enough. What, you think after one damn when was the contract? Like, last year or the year prior? I'm talking about, like, was it prior to the 2018 or the 2019 season? Because I don't remember when it was, but I knew at that time, it's like, you're going to regret this. You're going to regret this contract, and it's not going to be long-term. You're going to regret this. You're going to regret this almost immediately. 2 seasons into it, I think. Oh, we're going to get rid of him. Here's $22 million in dead cap space. Fuck it. I mean, I don't think the Rams are going to have any problems getting back under the cap, considering the fact that they're good. Yeah, it had to be prior to 2019. It had to be the 2018 offseason, because he was coming off the Super Bowl, in which he totally deserved to be there, because his coach didn't help him read the everything. Jared Goff isn't that smart. Sean McVay is just a genius. Alrighty? And if you need any proof of this, it should be noted that when the Rams were calling their timeouts in the NFC Championship game, it was with 14 to 12 seconds remaining on the play clock, just after all communication stops in the headsets. Which is a big sign that he doesn't know how to read a defense. Or at least not ours. Sean McVay is one of the smartest guys in the NFL. There's a reason for it. It's that he's smarter than his own damn QB. Literally, I said before the championship games, the only Super Bowl matchup that was going to suck was going to be Patriots-Rams, and that any of the other three would have at least been decent. But no, we had to get the worst possible one. All because the NFL doesn't know what a fucking pass interference call is. And also the Saints can't pretend, and also let's not pretend that the Saints didn't blow a 13-point first quarter lead because they couldn't stop a fucking fake punt. Guys, look, Chris, all you have to do is just key in on the route. Key in on the ball. I know you're playing zone. I know you're going back as part of your punt coverage, but for God's sake, they knew it. I called a fake punt. Well, but this was... Yeah, but wouldn't you have rather at least seen a rematch of the Monday Night Football game from that year? That'd have been fun. I mean, it would have been fun. Granted, I think the Rams would have won that game, so fuck that. What especially pisses me off about that game is that I've been reading this book called Peyton and Breeze, which I mentioned last week, but I've actually gotten into the book, and freaking Nickell Robey-Coleman just hit Tommy Lee Lewis because he was like, because he completely lost it. Why? Because he got confused. Because what happened was the Saints flipped over where Kamara was and Tommy Lee Lewis was on that route. That way, the Rams defense wouldn't know what to do. So Nickell Robey-Coleman, in his infinite genius, decides to knock the crap out of him and hope to God he doesn't get flagged. Actually, not even that, because his body language clearly shows, oh crap, I knocked this guy dead. Yeah, I'm gonna get flagged for this. I'm not getting flagged for this? Okay then. Just walks away. Yeah, you can't top that, but I don't think it would have been any... I just don't think the defenses would have been able to stop each other. That's my thing. There's no way to stop it. Also, both of your names, the man with the plan and Steeler fan in Rhode Island, both of your names are purple in the chat on my side, which is pretty funny. I'm saying on my stream chat in OBS. Anyway. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about the Saints for now. Let's talk about that Dak deal. So let's talk about that Dak deal. So Dak just signed a big-ass deal. Holy crap, dude, you're getting paid. It's a cap hit of only $22.2 million this year. It's got a $66 million signing bonus. It's got an average of $42 million over the first 3 seasons with $75 million in the first. 6-year deal that voids to 4. It's got a $164 million max value. It's got $126 million guaranteed. No trade, no tag. To put into perspective how much money that is, Tony Romo in his entire career with the Cowboys made $125 million. This dude's guaranteed to get 126. Yeah, it's a lot. Now, I'll say this. Jerry Jones got fucked this season. And you know why he got fucked? Because the Cowboys couldn't do shit without Dak. He was betting that Dak couldn't do anything. And then when Dak got injured, he had to see what the Cowboys were like without him. And he had to pay up. This was a desperation move by an organization that was being forced to make a decision that it didn't necessarily want to make. But when they saw how their offense worked without Dak under center, they had to pay him. They had to pay the man. There was no other option. They had to pay him. Do I think it's pretty sad? No, I fucking love it. I love seeing Jerry Jones get his comeuppance. Fuck him. Look, dude, Dak Prescott's a good quarterback. Do I think he's worth this much money? Hell no. Oh, hell no, he ain't worth this much money. He has never shown he is worth this much money. But to you, oh, he's a god and you gotta pay him. You need him. And even then, he's been doing pretty well. I mean, he broke Tom Brady's record for most passing yards in a 3-game stretch. And by broke, I mean smashed it by, I think, like 300 yards. But it was like 200 or 300 yards. He smashed it. Yeah, well, it wasn't just... Yeah, but that's mainly because his injury was one where he can come back from it. But yeah, that is a rare situation. And it's only because, again, the injury showed just how valuable the guy was. Yeah. Well, because the reasoning behind this contract is that last year, Jerry Jones just didn't want to pay Dak. He didn't think he was worth the money. He just didn't. So he basically franchise tagged him and basically said, go prove to me you're worth a new deal. He got injured. That should have been it. That should have been, okay, we're not paying you. But then you look at what the Cowboys start doing and you compare it to what the Cowboys had done with Dak under center. And you're like, oh, this is what we get without him? Oh, we have to pay this man, and we have to pay this man big bucks. Shit, that backfired I was like, not only did it backfire, the backfiring part backfired. Literally, it's like, oh my god, we have all the leverage in the world. What the fuck are you doing? What is this putrid anal crap out there? Oh, by the way, Jerry Jones, your comments on Ben DiNucci being, like, the same thing as having a bunch of players out? Fuck you. Ben DiNucci was doing his best. Like, come on. He was doing his best. He's a 7th-round quarterback. What'd you expect him to do? Well, then again, TJ Yates was like, what, a 6th-round quarterback? And he ended up winning a playoff game, so... What do I know? Either way. And yes, I did mention the name TJ Yates, and that should make you feel question marks. Because it's like, why the hell did he mention TJ Yates? Because... Yeah, honestly, I don't think he ever probably expected to even make the team. I don't know if he expected to make the team, but he got lucky. And then he gets in. And then he does his best, and his best is pretty decent, I guess. Oh, man. I mean, I don't have any sympathy for the Cowboys. I don't have any sympathy for them. Look, if their fan base wasn't so damn toxic, I would. But I don't have any sympathy for them. I don't have any sympathy for them. I don't have any sympathy for the Jones family, because frankly, they decided to fleece the city of Frisco just to build them this gigantic fucking complex, which, by the way, I have been to the Star in Frisco. I've never felt cheaper in my life. I have never felt more like I was put in my place as a middle-class white dude than going to the Frisco Star. Because, by God, there's a Lincoln dealership. And I was like, yep. Nope. You think I'm kidding, but like, Yeah, I felt cheap. I felt fucking cheap. And again, it's like, oh, okay, so this is what it feels like to be envious of the rich. Okay, nah, okay, I hate this feeling. Yeah, very true. Very true. Cowboys defense last year was a complete and utter shit show. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. That's a very good point, because I forgot about how bad the Cowboys defense was. Because if you don't... Yeah, the offense didn't help, but the defense was... interesting. I genuinely don't know what the Cowboys expect now. Do they expect that everything's going to go right with Dak Prescott back under center? Because did you forget how you lost to the Browns? Yeah. Did you forget how many games in which you gave up like 200 yards? Your rush defense that last year was an affront. Was an affront to the entire sport of football. My God, Vanderbilt could have probably done a better job than you did. Okay, maybe not, but still. For those of you who don't understand, Vanderbilt University sucks at football. They are the Rutgers of the SEC. Okay, that's actually an affront to Rutgers, let's be honest. No, it's an affront. Fuck it. Let's stop talking about that. Let's talk about some random other things. Let me think here. There are so many things I want to talk about. But... because, like, the NFL moves, I didn't really think of any that I could talk about. So I want to talk about the ones that happened today, at least. Which was the Chiefs. You decided to have your starting tackles are gone. Congrats, you saved $18 million. But weren't those two guys being gone one of the main reasons you lost the Super Bowl? 'Cause you couldn't block for shit? I get it's $18 million of your $21 million. That's 6/7 of your cap that you have. I mean, your cap excess that you've just poofed. But really? And I get they're both coming off of injuries. But again, and I need to stress this. Really? Because, like... and then you're not going to re-sign your center, which is, like, another bold move. Hey, let's replace 60% of our offensive line that nearly got Patrick Mahomes killed in the Super Bowl. I get it was your inability to get depth at the offensive line position, but for God's sake, of all things that you need to do when you don't have depth at the offensive line, maybe getting rid of your starters isn't the first thing to do. Not if you're the frickin' Bengals, apparently. Oh, also, apparently Deshaun Watson will be traded, so finally the damn Texans came to their senses. It only took you a few fucking weeks. Seriously, this shit show of a standoff should not have taken this long to finally get resolved. It's like, guys, he's not going to play for you. Fucking trade him. Find someone. God damn it, Sam Darnold will work. I mean, he won't work, he's nothing, but, you know. You can get draft picks. I don't know. Also, speaking of the Texans, Mark Ingram's going to be playing there next year. Good for him. He's coming to the end of his road. Mark Ingram isn't going to last in this league much more than maybe a year or two. Yeah, the Texans are an embarrassment. Congratulations. You have made the Browns look competent at football. Granted, that's also because the Browns started winning, so... yeah. Oh, by the way, weird thing about next season. If you think that the Patriots aren't going to be back with a vengeance next year, you're an idiot. The Patriots are going to have, like, a lot of their defense back next year, and they have the third most cap space in the NFL. Yeah, they scare me. They really scare me. Now, granted, I don't know where N'Keal Harry's going to go, because apparently a lot of teams are having talks with him. But, like, the Saints have to play the Patriots next year. In Foxborough. Yeah, I had some friends who were Texans fans. Emphasis on the were. And then the Hopkins trade happened. They were no longer Texans fans. Seriously, the DeAndre Hopkins trade is one of the most idiotic trades I've ever seen, but it totally makes sense from a Bill O'Brien as a hack perspective. Motherfucker, if you had less of an ego, this shit wouldn't happen. Thank God you're going under Nick Saban so he can teach your ass about how not to be a dipshit. Actually, I expect Lane Kiffin to completely blow up. Or wait, not Lane Kiffin. Sarkisian. Why can't I fucking remember words? Sarkisian at Texas is going to blow up. It's going to blow up in their faces. I give it 5 years. I give it 5 years at maximum. Yeah, New England isn't gone, but I don't think that they're at the top. I think their offense is what's holding them back now. Their defense isn't. Now, granted, because it's what's going to make it harder for them to win games. Their offense has to be able to keep up with the Bills. You have to be able to keep up in games. Also, you know what is really going to be interesting? New England versus Tampa Bay this upcoming season. Because that's in Foxborough. Yeah. Brady makes his return to Foxborough. Yeah, that's where things are going to be really interesting. Their offense is dog shit. They couldn't get anything going last year. I don't know who's their quarterback going to be. Seriously, they haven't even named one. Jared fucking Stidham. Good luck. Good luck. Look, you already had an Auburn starter, and that didn't work out because he's got a foot injury and he's never going to be the same. Because Cam Newton couldn't throw. Yeah, Cam Newton just had nothing going for him. That team had when I say anemic offense, I mean holy shit, you suck. It was bad. So bad. I'm gonna skip talking about compensatory picks, because compensatory picks are boring. Yeah, they don't have any receivers, and I think they could go after that. I can see them going after that in the draft. We'll see where they go with that. I haven't had a chance to look at draft numbers yet, or look at positions. I'm honestly not going to make a mock draft of whom, but I'm going to make a mock draft of what. So, what our team's going to go after, and then maybe my, predictions of 2 or 3 guys, because honestly, mock drafts are hard, because I have to watch a lot more football than I have time to watch it. God damn it, schoolwork. Your brother ain't wrong. Your brother ain't wrong. I mean, the Patriots have problems with receivers. We'll see what they do. Also, Julian Edelman's on the market. Julian Edelman is on the market this season. He may not come back. We'll see if that happens, but he's getting up there too. Anyway, let's see. Now, I've mentioned I'm a college baseball fan. Would you please indulge me in 5 minutes of college baseball talk? Actually, it's time for a rant, because guess what LSU baseball did this weekend? I'll talk about the weekend. So the past 2 days, we came off of an embarrassing weekend series by winning our last 2 games. We came off of some pretty ugly, wild pitches against Texas Southern. At the start, we won that game 10-4. We won last night against University of New Orleans, UNO. We beat them 5-0. So that was good. Number 8 team in the country coming into the weekend. Going up against a 2-6 team in Oral Roberts. It's Friday. It's a 1 o'clock game. 1 o'clock p.m. I am hearing about the game. I am checking my phone. I have a class at 1:30. I'm looking at my phone. I'm in disbelief. Why am I in disbelief? Because at the end of the first inning, it's 8-0. Oral Roberts. 8-0. Our starting pitcher didn't even get through the first fucking inning. This guy was our ace, apparently, Jaden Hill, and he couldn't do shit. We had to bring in 5 pitchers during that game. Or no, it was 5 to 6. Oh, it gets worse. So we then make it competitive. We score, I think, 4 runs in the bottom of the first. We score 4 runs in the bottom of the first. We hold Oral Roberts scoreless in the top of the second. We bring it within 1. It's 8-7, top of the third. We get 3 runs in the bottom, 4 runs. We proceed to give up an absolutely ungodly number, 11 runs in the fourth. No runs scored in the third, 11 in the fourth. We ran through 3 separate pitchers in the 4th inning. 3 separate pitchers. By the way, those 7 runs, that was all we scored the rest of the game. We gave up 22 total runs. It's the most we've given up as a team, since, we gave up 11 in 1 inning, 22 total to a team that was 2-6. And we were the number 8 team in the country who'd lost 1 game. 22-7 was the final score. The worst loss LSU has suffered since 2007. The most runs we've given up since 2001. The most runs we've ever given up at the new Alex Box Stadium. One of the most embarrassing losses in program history. No, it doesn't get... Okay, so we lost by 15 runs. The next day, so Saturday, because you play a 3-game series, we then go out there and we blast the fuck out of the ball and we beat them 11-0. Or 12-1. I think it was 12-1. We beat them by 11. Yeah, we kicked their asses in game 2 because we were not having that shit. So then, game 3 comes around. Our starting pitcher goes 7 innings. It's going well. We only have 1 run, though. Because our hitting's abysmal. I'll get to that at the end. It's the 8th inning, top of the 8th. We fuck up with like 2 outs remaining. We have throwing errors twice, and we give up 2 runs. We then give up a 3rd run in the top of the 9th. You know how we give up the 3rd run in the top of the 9th? It's an error-filled catastrophe. A pitch hits the batter on the wrist. That sends him to first. A fucking balk of all things sends him to second. Dude just got stuck in the ground trying to throw a pitch. And a balk sends him to second. Yeah, shut up. So then, sacrifice fly gets him to third, and base hit straight through second and third baseman. Boom, they have the 3rd run. We didn't do shit in the bottom of the 9th. We go 3 up, 3 down. Here's what the worst stat of the game was. We were 1 for 15 with runners in scoring position. Could not hit the ball when we had runners on. How the fuck do you expect to win games when you can't hit with runners in scoring position? This was a team that came into the weekend, by the way, leading the nation in home runs with 21. 21 goddamn home runs. We were playing what was known as gorilla ball. That was a term coined in the 90s because we kept slapping the shit out of the ball. Couldn't do shit on offense on that day. 1 for 15 with runners in scoring position is abominable. I've never heard of something like that. It's impressively bad. But we were having a great start from our fucking pitcher. He has a great quality start. We have a 1-0 lead. We at least have a run. Then the fucking fielding shits the bed. We give up 2 runs, and then because of idiocy, boom, we get the 3rd runner in, and it makes the game impossible. I don't know what the fuck happened to this team. But it happens all the damn time, by the way. This happens to us so often. It's midweeks usually that this happens in. It usually happens in midweeks, and frankly, I thought it was about to start against Texas Southern, because we kept giving up these wild pitches that brought in runs. And it was like, oh my god, what are you idiots doing? And then we got the lead, and I was like, okay, that's better. And then we won 10-4, and it's like, good. So now we got UTSA this weekend with a 3-game series. Then we got Southeastern on Tuesday. That's our midweek game. And then we start SEC play against the number 21 team in the country, Tennessee. If you can't get your shit together, you're not winning the title. Do you know what the problem is, by the way? The top 5 teams in the country are all in the SEC. All of the top 5 teams in the country are in the SEC. Most of them are in our division. Most of them are in the SEC West. Like, I think Vanderbilt's the only one that's not. It's bullshit how stacked the SEC is in baseball this year. Like, it's a gauntlet. Honestly, because the SEC, if you don't know, the NCAA baseball tournament is a 64-team tournament. I could honestly see every team that makes the SEC tournament making the tournament, the NCAA tournament. It depends on where the bottom is, because there's a 12-team SEC tournament for 14, but there are 14 teams in the SEC. Because basically, there used to be only 12 teams in the SEC, then the SEC expanded to 14, and they said, yeah, we're not going to add those 2 teams. Fuck it, you got to earn your way in. So yeah, overall, rant over about 22 fucking runs. I was in the middle of class when it was 8-7. I'm then checking my phone and I'm seeing, I'm checking the live stats and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? I've never been more shocked in my life. God, just fuck. We keep it calm. We can keep it calm, okay? It's possible to keep things calm. Just to a team that was 2-6. We came into the game 8-1. I think we were 8-1. We'd 1 fucking loss. And you give up 11 runs, 3 pitchers. 3 fucking pitchers. $19 earned runs. How do you fuck that up? But that's just me. See, Steelers fan in Rhode Island, you don't understand it. College baseball is a way of life. And it's damn good. Because guess what? 22-7 ain't going to happen in the MLB. The MLB ranks. Alright? That shit don't happen randomly. This? To a 2-60. Oral Roberts had a good week, by the way. Because they did that to us, and then they won the Summit League championship in basketball. They're making the tournament. So, hey, you know what? Good for them. Good for them. Like, hats off. Like, that's pretty big. So, let's think. What do we talk about next? I'll give you guys the choice. Do you want me to talk about... Yeah, I know. It's because we don't have anything good. Here's the thing. We're not good at anything. Have you seen the numbers for... Have you seen the education statistics? We're terrible at those. Have you seen the poverty numbers? We're much higher. But we're good at sports and you're not. Fuck it. How the hell am I dropping? Yeah. Anyway, so let's have a little bit of a democracy here. Would you like me to talk about LSU's Title IX report that came out on Friday, or would you like me to talk about the Baltimore Ravens overtime proposal? The region's good at pro sports because we have good players and we send them up there. Then again, Ryan Fitzpatrick happened. Yeah, fair. The overtime thing is quite interesting. If y'all want to hear about it. Yes, if you didn't hear... Okay. So, let's talk about this, because you may not have heard about this. Because the Ravens submitted a proposal that they think... It's so weird. It's so weird. Okay. So, it's called the Spot and Choose proposal. At the result of the coin toss, one team spots the ball on the field for the start of an overtime period, which begins there without a kickoff. Then the other team chooses whether to start on offense or defense from that spot. The overtime proceeds as either sudden death or a timed period to determine the winner. The timed period would be 7.5 minutes. So, here's where the idea comes from. What it comes from is that research history shows coin flips are determining too many games. According to Baltimore's research, receiving teams are 28, 20, and 4, a win rate of 58% since 2017, when overtime was shortened to 10 minutes. In the playoffs, receiving teams are 9-1 since 2010, when modified sudden death was first introduced. I hated seeing that statistic because guess where the 9... Because I know what the 9 are. I mean, kind of. I'm aware of the 9, but I most certainly know what the 1 is. I'm gonna just let y'all simmer on that real quick. So, first of all, 9-1 in the playoffs. Yeah. Who could be the only team to ever lose when they received the overtime coin toss? Breeze, all you have to do is not throw a lame duck pass. What the fuck? Take the sack. Take the sack. Jesus fucking Christ. Take the hit. Hold on to the football. It's third down. Punting is more favorable. You dipshit. Anyway. Sorry, I love you, Drew. But, like, really, bro. You don't have to play hero ball. Dipshit. So, the Ravens see their format, which is based on teams deciding the initial spot of the ball, removing chance from overtime. It transfers power from luck to strategy. There's no reason that a coin toss should give an advantage the way it currently does. This asks the team to reconcile with the central question to game management. How valuable is possession relative to field position? No matter the outcome, where the ball is placed, which team starts with it, the result is because of choices they made. It is inherently fair in that way. It is also interesting. Breaking down those decisions in real time and afterwards will be fascinating. And there's also a potential risk-reward element I love. If I'm the spot team and I have a sense the opposing coach really wants the ball, how far can I push the spot back without it being flipped back on us? One tweak Walder is an analytics writer, would make is eliminating field goals in the overtime period for the sudden death proposal. So, teams can only win by scoring a touchdown or recording a safety. But this could encourage ties. The Ravens also prefer keeping the value of field goals up, given the advantage they have at kicker, though that is a temporary edge. A coin toss can be eliminated. The rule can set the home team as the spot team and the road team as the choose team, or vice versa. Yeah. So here's the thing. If you're that worried about coin flips, just introduce college overtime. College overtime still has the coin flip as mattering. Because if you get to go on defense first, you say it would increase ties. I will say this. My opinion, overtime should be a punishment for you not finishing the game in regulation. No, college overtime isn't sudden death. Granted, But college overtime is also a fucking mess. Like, it's stupid. First of all, my opinion, college overtime needs to be fixed a lot more than it does. I mean, a lot more than it is. Because I don't like the idea of, like, you have to go for 2, and then in 5 overtimes, look, it's just going to be 2-point conversions, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Like, what the fuck? It's so weird. ESPN doesn't know how to track it. Oh, the rule proposal. Not the... I'm trying to keep 2 things going at the same time. Trying to keep 2 things going at the same time is really difficult. The rule proposal will definitely increase ties. I didn't understand it at the first part. Like, what the fuck? But then, here's the idea. So, what I would do is not this. This is stupid. I can't think of a way this makes any sense. Now, my rules for overtime. Oh, you don't have an idea of how college overtime works? So, do you know how no, okay, let's not use that. So, here's how it works. You start off with a coin toss. Now, that coin toss doesn't determine who gets the ball first necessarily. In college overtime, it's like a shootout in soccer. Okay, so, let's say, for the sake... That's fair. Okay, so for the sake of the everything, let's use 2 of the teams on the logo. Oregon and Grambling. Why would Oregon and Grambling be in overtime? Shut up and don't ask questions. That's the G and the O in goal, by the way. So, in overtime, every single team gets a chance to possess the ball. The only way this doesn't happen is if on the first set of possessions, the other team scores. So, like, for example, you start off with Grambling with the ball. So, Oregon wins the coin toss. They choose to go on defense first. That means that they can respond to Oregon's first score. So, if Oregon was to kick a field goal first, then Grambling could kick a field goal, send it into a double overtime, or they could score a touchdown, and the game would be over. Now, it's snakes. So, the team that was on offense first in the first overtime is on offense second in the second overtime. So what it would be is it would be Oregon, Grambling, Grambling, Oregon, Oregon, Grambling, Grambling, Oregon. Now in college, in the third overtime, starting with the third overtime, after a touchdown, you're not allowed to kick an extra point. You have to go for 2. This is supposed to reduce the length of overtime games. Yeah, it didn't exactly work, although it has done a good job. Every single 7 overtime game, only there have been more 7 overtime games after that rule than before that rule. But yeah, now after the LSU Texas A&M 74-72 debacle in 7 overtimes, a game in which Joe Burrow literally collapsed afterward because of exhaustion. And a game that should have ended in the first overtime because we picked the ball off, but they never fucking reviewed it. A game that never should have gone to overtime in the first place because Kellen Mond snapped the ball on a running clock with 1 second left, which you can't do. You have to have at least 3 seconds left. That's due to a Michigan State-Michigan game that happened back in 1998 that nobody gives a shit about. Sorry, very pissed off. That game was bullshit. To give you just some example of how crazy high scoring that game was, when LSU played Texas A&M in basketball that year, it wasn't as high a scoring game. Yeah, it's bullshit. Anyway, hopefully, I have made sense of college overtime. And it goes on infinitely, except in the 5th overtime, it's just trading 2-point conversions. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned something. I'm an idiot. You start on the 25-yard line going towards the end zone, so you start 25 yards from the end zone, and it's like you're playing normal football. I think I did a terrible job of explaining that, but maybe I didn't. No, it doesn't stop at 7 overtimes. You can go into 8 overtimes. It's just never gone past 7 overtimes. No, if Texas A&M had not completed that 2-point conversion, it would have gone into overtime number 8. There's no limit to college overtimes. It can go on to a 973rd. Theoretically speaking, you could go to an infinite number of overtimes. College football games cannot end in a tie. Now in the CFL, which uses the same formula, they only go to 2 overtimes. I mean, we could, but that would be dumb. Honestly, again, here's my theory. Here's my thoughts. Overtime should be a punishment for not winning football games. We shouldn't be in this position because somehow, someway, you idiots failed to finish this game in the allotted time. So instead of awarding you a tie, maybe, just maybe, maybe we'll give you some extra time. I just wish there was a way to, disincentivize it so heavily, and I think that's part of the reason why they make it a coin flip. It's like, look, please end this thing now. Please. We don't want to go to overtime. Overtime is bullshit. You don't want to go to overtime, and I don't want to go to overtime. At least in college, it's decent. I actually have a video in the works that I'm going to be working on tomorrow. Yes, that's right. I got another video coming out about that time an arena football game went into overtime and the crowd started leaving the game because they thought it would end in a tie. It'll make more sense when when the video gets scripted. But basically, everyone started leaving and the PA announcer had to tell everyone, no, the game's still going. We're playing overtime. And it was in the playoffs, by the way. That's what's even crazier. You'd expect normal playoff game. It'll make a lot more sense. I have to script the video. But I remember watching the game live on CBS Sports Network. And it was hilarious. One of the best moments I've ever seen in a football game. Because it was like, no, guys, come back to your seats. This game isn't over. I know you think this game is over because it logically should be. Because no other format would ever have this game go into overtime, but fuck it. It was a playoff game in, I think, 2017 in the Arena Football League. I know the Washington Valor were involved in it, but I don't remember the other team. Although it could have been the Baltimore Brigade. And I'm not going to go into more detail, but basically, it had to do with the weirdness of their playoff format and the fact that no human being alive, if you know what their format was, and I'm not going to say what it was because AF2 was a fucking mistake. But anyway, so yeah, that's my thing on the proposal. Steeler fan, do you understand college overtime or did I overcomplicate it? And Kibbe Higgs, do you understand college overtime or did I overcomplicate it? It makes a lot of sense when you watch it. Okay, it made sense. Okay, that's good. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense when you watch it. Because you watch it and you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It's known, by the way, as the Kansas system because it was created for use in Kansas high school football tournaments. This is quite interesting as Kansas is the team in FBS history with the most ties. They are the school to have tied the most games. It's quite an interesting factoid that I learned. Yes. Now then, let's see. You know what? Kansas, man. You know, Kansas used to be a pretty bad football team, and then Kansas State was worse. Speaking of Kansas, I think it's time we go into what happened with the LSU Title IX investigation, but I'm gonna keep it short, because I tried talking about it for a long time, and holy fuck, I misread it. So I didn't read into it as well as I should have, but someone else did a good job of it. First of all, did you know that LSU was under investigation for Title IX problems by NASA? And the report was released on the 2nd of March, 2021? Bet you didn't know that. Yes, NASA. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration was investigating us in Title IX because we fucking sucked with it. It makes sense when you realize they're a federal agency and Title IX is a federal law. They are one of 5 separate reports that have come out in the past 5 years talking about our Title IX department and how shitty it was. It was understaffed. Severely understaffed. It had conflicts of interest because every single person that was a member of the Title IX staff had to report to Taylor Porter, which is an outside law firm. As a Taylor Porter tries to prevent LSU from getting sued. As a Title IX coordinator, you're going to be in situations where you may have to talk about people who would sue the fucking university. Let's think, what else? We had one Title IX coordinator for 9 different fucking campuses, which is impossible to coordinate. Let's think, what else? Oh yeah, well, also, NASA provides, we have a partnership with NASA. LSU and NASA have a partnership. So they had a reason to investigate us. Yeah. I should have mentioned that part. Yeah, we have a partnership thingy with NASA. So, they work with us, so. Yeah, they had a reason to. That would have made more sense. But yeah, 4 others, including one by the university itself under the previous president. Fucking. The first one was by an outside group led by the former commissioner of the Big 12. We paid $170,000, the athletics department did, for an initial report. Never paid for a follow-up report. Never kept the fucking report with itself. There were 18 different recommendations in there and we didn't do shit. Oh my god. Les Miles is a piece of fuck. Les Miles is a piece of fuck. That's what we learned from this thing. He is a piece of literal human filth. That whole thing, that document we read last week, was nothing. Because apparently it was way more traumatic than it was ever described in those documents. It was absolutely horrifying. Sharon Lewis, she had to deal with this crap. She had to deal with the fact that, there were women coming to her and telling her all these horrible things, and she couldn't get any support. She was being, talked about, and, she went through a mental breakdown because of it. She went through a mental breakdown and people were looking down on her for this. All because they didn't want to fucking fire this guy. Our athletics director wanted to fire him. However, he is not in any way going to take the blame off of him. Because he also wanted every single thing regarding this shit to be housed off campus so that they couldn't fucking find it if they needed to do a public records request. They did it intentionally. Not to cover it up, but just to make sure they didn't get into any shit. Well, guess what, motherfucker? You're in a ton of shit. One dude, Verge Osbury, who is a huge, higher level guy in the athletics department, had a signed confession from Drake Davis, a former football player, that he, abused a woman. And waited 2 weeks to send it. To me, that's covering it up. Yes, but it wasn't now, I'm going to say this. The coaching staff didn't know shit about it. The athletics department heads did a lot of that. Yeah, there's also this woman named Miriam Seeger who did terrible things. Just not caring. Do you know how long we suspended them for? 30 days and 21 days. We didn't fire them, despite the fact that one of them... Drake Davis committed assault on 3 separate women, one of whom was after he had left LSU. They never put on the transcript for why he had left LSU that it was because of sexual assault. When? Okay. I need to get this part out from a tweet list because holy motherfucking shit, it's one of the worst things I've ever seen. One of the most heinous things I've ever read in my life. You're gonna hate this in 3 seconds. Where is it? Do 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 do. This is the song that I sing when I'm trying to find the thing. Oh, by the way, they mentioned that there was a fraternity brother who had sexually assaulted this woman. Oh, and then she was scheduled with 4 classes with him. No, 5 classes with him. She tried to change it and they couldn't fucking do it. She had to be in classes with her rapist. They couldn't do anything about it. Which is a lie, by the way. They just didn't want to do anything about it because they didn't care because they couldn't do it. Here's why. They never had the fucking resources to do it. Now, here's something that may need to get some context cleared up. So, yeah, it's fucked. It's really fucked up. I'm trying to find the thing. The student's professor actually expressed concern about the fact that a woman in the professor's class was having to take the class with her, with someone who may have assaulted her, and there didn't seem to be a response from LSU. Students don't know how to submit a form to the Title IX office. Darius Geiss, if you remember him, he was alleged of assaulting a 70-year-old woman at the Superdome. A bunch of men around him laughed as he did it. By the way, one good thing that I did learn from this is that LSU Athletics pays for athletes' drug and alcohol treatment, including inpatient treatment. So, for substance abuse, they do a really, really good job. I'll give them that. That's something that I don't know of if that happens at other universities, but if they don't, that seems like something they should do. So, hats off to you guys. Unfortunately, you also completely fuck up their ability to get help during their sexual abuse, so you can still go fuck yourselves. Oh yeah, Miriam Seeger, also known as person who was only suspended 21 days, didn't put Darius Geiss's name on the first report of sexual assault about him, and it was hard for Title IX to link this incident to future allegations. No, I'm not going to transfer. Here's why. This was under the old first of all, I am not going to be... It's like, heads are going to roll. Heads will roll, don't worry. Don't worry. Number 1. Number 2, I'm here for the journalism, and frankly, this shit, there was a lot of stuff that people found out about our women's tennis coaches who were mentioned in the report about how there's a toxic culture here. I want to do that work here, and frankly, for such a toxic environment, this is perfect. This is a place where I can find out how hard it is to submit a public records request. Come on, I'm learning everything. Come on, damn it, find this piece of shit. Where is it? Oh, here it is. In any event, despite this being the 3rd incident of dating violence reported to the Title IX office regarding Davis and the dire consequences expressed by Seeger about escalation and potential injury, the university waited over 2 weeks until July 3rd, 2018 to even charge Davis with potential violations of the LSU Code of Student Conduct. I am reading I'm reading, by the way, about I'm reading the report itself. Please prepare yourselves for something that is incredible. Note that what I'm talking about was that this incident happened on June 18th, 2018. In contrast, on June 20th, 2018, residential life staff members charged Lewis being the victim, with, quote, attempting to violate, or assisting in the violation of any health and safety related policy outlined within the LSU Residential Life Living on Campus Handbook, unquote, because she had a candle in her room. She was found responsible for this violation 2 days later. When asked about the decision to... Wait, please hold your responses until after I read this next portion, okay? When asked about the decision to charge a victim of dating violence with housing violations instead of charging Davis for violating PM 73, Sanders, I don't know who Sanders is and I don't care, stated that, quote, Jay didn't want to get Drake in trouble, unquote. Because she wasn't cooperating, Sanders knew we would have a hard time reaching the preponderance standard, even though Davis, and this is important, admitted in his interview with Scott that he hit Lewis. According to Sanders, although Jay didn't want to move forward with the PM73 case, we did have control over residential life, so we charged them with res life violations. Sanders stated that we thought we could at least address the residents' life issues. The fact that he had a key, it was a way to engage, to try and address the behavior with Drake. Dude, there's a thing called the cops. Problem. Drake Davis has a lot of connections with Louisiana politicians, and you can smell the corruption from outside your window if you live anywhere near the state capitol. Seriously, this state knows its political corruption, so he can get away with a lot of stuff. He seriously got away with some of this stuff because, like, I think his father, like, has some really top connections in the government. Or at least in Baton Rouge. And it's like, yeah. So he ain't gonna ever go to jail. At least he ain't ever gonna face major consequences for it. It's one of the major things about it. That dude ain't gonna do it. But basically, it proved that, this university doesn't care. On Monday, students organized a sit-in at the LSU football operations building. Pretty big. They blocked in some people from leaving. And, yeah, it was good. It was a very peaceful, good time. They sat out there. People were given water bottles. Some players wanted to leave, and they were like, dude, I gotta go, get to class. And they were like, you can walk. Which was the best line which was like, yes, you can very much walk there. I have actually, in fact, walked from the, tennis complex on campus. I mean, not the tennis complex, fucking dipshit. The beach volleyball courts / the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. I've walked over to where that football ops building is. It's right before the softball stadium. The students here are great. Well, some of the students are. Some of the students are great. But we have hazing problems on this campus sometimes, and we have a horrible frat culture because we're still in Louisiana. LSU Barstool is a piece of dirty, rotten dog shit, and I hate frat culture, but I've already been on a rant about that, but you may not have been here for that. Oh, you were not here for that. You got here late, I think. Yeah. We've already talked a long time about that. Now, before I go on to any other topics that I want to talk about, one other topic that I want to talk about, which is mainly the ESPN's NHL deal. Y'all got any questions for me about anything? I'm opening up the floor to an AMA before we get into this NHL stuff. Know how to feel about what? I didn't watch Nicktoons as a wait, does Fanboy and Chum Chum count? So I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't watch Nicktoons as a younger kid. I didn't really watch Nickelodeon until I was like, fuck me, like 10 or 11. Yeah, I 100%. We'll talk about that ESPN NHL deal. Nah. Family and Chum Chum was terrible. That show was garbage in every way. I honestly don't understand why the animation style made it look like barf. Why the show's content was barf. Why the dialogue was barf. Why the show was barf. Fanboy and Chum Chum was barf. Yeah. Planet Sheen was a show. God. I didn't watch Robot and Monster. I watched Planet Sheen because they kept showing it. Why? Nickelodeon didn't know what they were doing. I still don't think they know what they're doing, but that's just me. I don't watch Nick or TV. I mean, fuck. I do not. I don't have cable. My parents ditched freaking cable because of the pandemic, and, like, that was a bitch for sports, I'll tell you that. Ah, God. Teen Titans Go. Teen Titans Go. I've watched episodes of it. I know that I've watched episodes of it. I don't remember anything from the episodes, though. Hi, I'm Teen Titans. But yeah. This is really an AMA. You can seriously ask whatever questions. Because we'll do that, and then we'll do this. How about this? AMA, and then around 8:30, I'm going to go into the last topic, and then we'll end this. Because I mean, hell, you can get me to answer that question, because Jaguar had the greatest moments in Saints special teams history, because I'm going a long rant about that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... No, 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 0, 0. And then, pi, E, and what was the third one I was looking for? C. Pi, E, and C are the three numbers on the back. Those are numbers. It's just the natural log. It's not Euler's log. Trust me, he's got enough stuff named after him. Will you shut up out there? I just broke my window shade again. That's good. That's good. Another thing came off of it. Fuck. Oh, man. I mean, I can go for a little while. Yeah. No, I mean, my window... I need a blackout curtain. Because my fucking window faces the west. Do you know how much sunlight I got? Cuisine, not Cajun. Sushi. Moving on. It's sushi. It's sushi. I get sushi every... Literally, here's my routine. Right before, like at 6:45, every single Tuesday night, I order sushi. Okay? the way, before I got onto this podcast tonight, I ate an entire pizza. Large cheese pizza. Also, Cajun cuisine is pretty good, but I can't handle the spice anymore. Huh. I don't have a really good blanket that I could use to affix up here. Huh. Oh well. Goddamn. This is... Yum. Yes. Pizza good, yeah. One large cheese pizza. We'll see how well that holds up for tomorrow. Oh, man. I needed to order it. I don't have any pulled pork. I gotta go to the grocery, man. Alright? I had to eat 2 bowls of ramen last night. Just to satiate my appetite. And leave that to rhyme. Yeah, pulled pork is amazing. I don't like pickles. Pickles are... I just realized none of y'all have had canes. None of y'all have had canes before. No, Kibby Higgs, I know you have. Canes. If you've never had canes before, you have. Have you been to Louisiana, though? Have you been to the original? Have you been to the original? Because I live within walking distance of the first ever Canes location. Because that's on campus at LSU. Okay, so, funny story. Canes got a D on its original presentation. It initially started as a business project at LSU. The creators said that they were going to create a store based entirely around their sauce. Yeah, the professor said, no, that'll never work. So now it's a multi-million-dollar company with franchises across the country, and I think they did better than the D. Except I don't like cane sauce. Hey, I mean, some people like it. I mean, it's just ketchup and mustard mixed together, basically. By the way, if you've never had Louisiana crawfish, you are missing out on the greatest experience of your life. Because, by God, it is the best experience of your life. Yeah, but no, because the business was built around the sauce. Plus, oh yeah, fuck me. I take out I just replace the slaw with toast. That's what I do. Yes, crawfish is good. Steeler fan in Rhode Island, you might call it a crayfish, and you're wrong. Fair. Yeah, if you've never had Louisiana crawfish, you are missing out on a flavor experience you will never forget. Honest to goodness. Look, here's my thing. I can get it if you don't like seafood. Crawdad? Oh, thank God you know. Oh, thank God you know. Good God you know. But you need to have it the correct way, because it ain't going to be prepared right if you ain't... Here. If you ain't from in the Gulf South, and by the way, I will say this, Mississippians, they can prepare it well enough. But that's mainly because they're just across the border, and some of them are transplants. Hell yeah. There's some good shit. And it's crawfish season, like, right now. It's just the start of it. Like, I don't know if I'm going to go to a boil, considering I'm stuck up in Baton Rouge for the next fucking month. Thanks, LSU, for not giving me any breaks. Shots fired, Mississippi. No, let me explain something. Thank God for Mississippi, otherwise we'd be dead last in everything. We'd be dead last in education. Thank God for Mississippi. We'd be dead last in poverty, but thank God for Mississippi. We'd be dead last in crime rate, but wait, never mind that. Not highest incarceration rate in the entire world, baby. Shut up, Oklahoma. You tried taking it from us for 1 year, and you succeeded somehow, despite the fact that, holy crap, our incarceration. We're really good at putting people in prison. It's the one thing we're good at. That and making damn good food. Oh, I don't think you understand. Yeah. Our education is 50th out of 51, including DC. It's bad. You don't understand because you didn't have Louisiana public school education. It wasn't great. I went to a magnet school. Alrighty? I got spared the worst of it. It's bad. Someone needs to confirm. There's one specific person in here who can definitely confirm Louisiana education being shit. Magnet school, okay. Magnet school is basically a public school that it's a brain drain academy, basically. It takes all the smartest kids you have to test in to get to them. The only reason they exist is because they're really shitty public schools, and this is a school where all the kids with talent and promise go. Yeah, it's a brain drain academy. Exactly. Yeah, we both, if you don't know. Okay, so let me try and explain this. I know who you are, KB Higgs. I'm watching you right now. No, I'm not. Yeah, we know each other from way back in the day, and we both went to the same school, so we know what Louisiana public education's like, and we know what a magnet school is like. It ain't exactly the greatest thing. Oh, man, it's a mismanaged It's a mismanaged hellscape of underfunded education. You can actually say that about most of the Deep South. Not letting people get educated allows them to stay stupid. A reminder, if you're not as well educated, you're less likely to vote Democrat. This is not the literal reason, but it's part of the reason. I'm not gonna go into politics right now. Don't bite. Don't get me biting. I'm not gonna bite because I cannot talk about politics right now. Because frankly, if you do, I'm gonna go into a whole rant. But basically, let's just say that there's one side wants to govern, and one side doesn't. And it makes you wonder, what's the point of your existence then? Like, seriously? Just give up at this point. Are you in your midlife crisis? Where it's like, you're just cruising around. Like, what are you gonna do next? Buy a fucking Chevy or something? Several years. Yeah, I mean, you could say this kind of started with the Tea Party movement. Because it was God damn it, I said I wouldn't go into politics, but here's my thought. The Tea Party movement was basically gonna lead us to this moment, and the fact that I didn't see that coming is only because I was 12. Like, I was too young to notice it. But you look back, and in hindsight... Stop what? Yeah, let's stop. Let's talk football. Football. Did you hear about Cairo Santos, by the way? He got paid. Did you hear about him? Y'all hear about Cairo Santos? Oh, the Bears paid him. Holy cow. I'm talking about him because he went to Tulane. Yeah. He's pretty good. I think he got, yeah. I think it'll backfire, though. But who knows? I don't want it to backfire. I mean, he's good. Just, Don't just make all your kicks against against the Bucks and beat them. I don't know how hard that is. Hey, let's check my phone to see how many missed tweets I have. 87.37. Okay, cool. I don't care. So close. Huh. Bears, damn it. I mean, Will Lutz needs to show up more because it wasn't good. I mean, one of his kick against the Bears that he missed was not his fault. That was a bad hold. Morstead fucked the hold. His missed kick against the Falcons, he slipped on the field. I blame that because the Falcons have one of the worst turfs in the entire NFL. And I say turf because fucking Santa Clara has the worst field in the NFL. Bar none, worst field in the NFL. Guys were fucking slip sliding around during the damn Super Bowl. He's been on par since. Dude, did you forget that this dude last season broke the NFL record for consecutive road field goals? Or is that something like we just all collectively forgot? Because that would make sense. I don't know. I mean, we don't play enough at MetLife. But we all remember the infamy of Levi Stadium's turf with slip-sliding around when the linemen were trying to block. Like, they got pushed around on the grass. It was one of the worst turfs in the NFL. Yeah, I think it's because nobody cares about the stadium. Honest to God, who the fuck builds a stadium in Santa Clara for a team for the 49ers? When my dad worked at Super Bowl, it was like everything was held in San Francisco. Everything, the NFL experience, or whatever the hell they call it now. All of the main stuff was held in San Francisco, but the game was in Santa Clara. And so it's like, what the fuck? Was that their fault, though? I mean, like, maybe the cleats were just bad for the turf. Or maybe the fact that it was a young turf, that's the difference. It's that it's a new field. New fields tend to be a little shitty. Alrighty? You look back to the dome opener, the dome coming game, and Reggie Bush couldn't make those quick cuts. The field was bad in that game because it needed to get some time to get settled. Because if you don't know, every single season after the Saints have played their final game, they roll up the turf and then it's a concrete floor. They have to get that turf ready. Day 28, let's talk about that NHL deal. Mainly because, what the actual hell? Hasn't what been open for the past 10 years? Yeah, it has, but you have to, I don't know. Because it's weird. Certain stadiums are weird. For example, Baton Rouge, at Tiger Stadium. I am pointing towards Tiger Stadium right now. Imagine I'm doing that. You can't imagine that, but imagine I'm doing that. There was this thing called Bayou Country Superfest, which, yes, is as southern redneck as it sounds. What there was, just first of all, I need y'all to simmer on that name. I need you to just read it. So anyway, it was held at Tiger Stadium, because it's no longer done. And they had a deal with the university where basically they had to replace the turf. Well, guess what? It was on the bayou and it was a country fucking superfest. But what they did was they had to use a different grass field. In order, they had to do that because they put a lot of shit on the field, and so they basically had to resod the entire turf every year. The entire field. They had to resod it for use of that thing. So it's like, I'm not sure how MetLife does it. Because every stadium's different. I know for the Packers, they don't have to worry about this. But they also have this state-of-the-art heating system under their fucking weird stadium, and it's really cool, and I want to visit Lambeau. But, I mean, because if MetLife hasn't had consistent problems, and maybe I'm wrong about Levi's, maybe it's gotten better. Maybe it's gotten better since that stadium couldn't get fucking Wi-Fi in the initial stages. Levi's was a mess. It's almost as if you didn't. I mean, you did need to build it because Candlestick Park was a dump. And is currently a dump, let's be honest. Literally, it's just a dump. They haven't done anything with the site. It's just like a dump. I don't know, I've never been. You know why? Because I've never been farther west than Denver, Colorado. That's not important. It is 8:31. Let's talk about this ESPN NHL deal. Let's talk about that. By the way, if you didn't know, tonight is the 1-year anniversary of Rudy Gobert's positive COVID test. Yeah, it's been a fucking year. Remember when we thought that this might actually only last a few weeks? Yeah, that was funny. And by funny, I mean stupid. I think I was the only person in my friend group who was like, yeah, it's going to be a longer time than just a few weeks. Yeah, I put it in my notes. Because I was like, oh. I thought that was in 2 days. But no, I was wrong. What the fuck? Anyway, so let's talk about this ESPN NHL deal. So, it's a 7-year deal. It's not exclusive, by the way. I think NBC keeps some of it. But they get the entire Stanley Cup final on ABC 4 of the 7 years, 25 exclusive national games per season on ABC or ESPN, 75 exclusive national games per season on ESPN Plus / Hulu. What? They get half of the Stanley Cup playoffs on ABC / ESPN, and the way that works, by the way, is that it's going to be half of the first 2 rounds, and then an entire semifinal. So an entire conference final. Entire conference final. So it's going to alternate between East and West every year. Yeah. They also get annual coverage of NHL Face-Off, the All-Star Weekend, and other special events. The Face-Off, by the way, is like kickoff, like big. It's big. It's really big. It's like the big face-off to the see. I don't like it though. The name just doesn't work because like face-off doesn't sound like you're starting a game, like tip-off, but I guess it does. It's just different. I'm not a hockey fan. That was a yawn, excuse me. They also get the exclusive rights to the out-of-market package which... What? What's the Jesus fucking Christ? I didn't realize I yawned into my mic. Oh, that's great. No, I know it's still on. I wanted to say that. I just wanted to type that. Just so. I'm sorry, I get really yawny when I've been talking for an hour and a half. But anyway, the one part about this that doesn't make sense to me, two parts of it. Number one, they say the NHL.TV, the out-of-market streaming package, is now going to be on ESPN Plus. They haven't made it known if it's going to be a part of ESPN Plus or if it's just going to be on ESPN Plus and you have to buy it as an add-on. Hopefully it's just on ESPN Plus so I can watch the games when I ever do. I never watch them. Who the fuck am I kidding? I don't watch hockey. Number two. Apologies, by the way. Apologies. Really sincere apologies to those of you who had headphones on. Yeah, that's another question, because the 75 national games on ESPN Plus, first of all, really? On a streaming service? Exclusively? Does it take it away from regional sports networks? Me neither. I only read the PR release, the press release. And it's like, what the fuck? I don't even know how much money it is, but it's like, ESPN, Disney, excuse me. Do you still have the money you're going to use on the renegotiation of the NFL deal? Did you forget about that? Oh yeah, you still got to pay them like $2 billion. That'll be fun. Yeah, that's really it. That's really all I have to say for this. Sorry I yawned into the mic, guys. Are y'all still here? Please tell me I didn't kill every single one of you. Oh my god, you bastard, you clipped it. You bastard, you clipped it. I'm gonna have to put that on the YouTube upload. That's gonna be in the YouTube upload. Okay, I've gotta listen to this right. Excuse me 1 second. Shut the fuck up out there with your loud ass motherfucking engines. I can't believe I forgot the word for engine. Fuck it, we're watching this right now. I'm not a hockey fan. I'm not a hockey fan. I'm not a hockey fan. This is amazing. Oh my god, I'm not a hockey fan. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Oh my god. I'm not a hockey. It was monotone. It was very monotone. So anyway. Oh, it's on a loop? It's on a loop. I didn't know that. I didn't notice. I noticed now. So anyway, y'all got any other questions? No. No other questions. This is not a shocker. Oh no. anybody but the dumbass they hired. Seriously, Jeff Long, really? You know his track record was already pretty fucked when his first hire is Bobby Petrino. His first hire ever as an AD was Bobby fucking Petrino. What a great guy. He will totally never fuck up. Oh, Jesse James just got released by the Lions. No. No, he shouldn't have. I'm not even... Yes, he did, but not under the rules of the time. Oh, I'm ignoring the pun here. Trust me. In my opinion, less is more. No, it was a rules thing. No, the rules at the time. Yeah, that's right. That's fucking right, bro. According to the rules of the time, is not a fucking... No. I'm gonna fight you on this shit. I'm gonna fight you on this shit right now. The rules of the time stated that wasn't a fucking catch. The rules were bad. Call was correct interpretation of the rules at the time. He did not survive the ground. It's an incomplete pass. Maybe if Ben Roethlisberger gets his head out of his ass, doesn't try a fake spike and throw an interception, you still have a chance to win that game. I didn't like the call either, but it was the correct call. He lost control of the football as he was going to the ground. Under the rules of the time, that was an incomplete pass. I didn't like the call, but it was correct call under the rules of the time. I can tell you the worst missed call was the one against the Saints, where the dude who almost had to have his leg amputated, apparently he didn't fucking catch the ball, and we won that game. The interpretation of the rules at the time were consistent. At least in that situation, you knew consistently, because Romo says on the broadcast, oh wait, but let's not also pretend that the interpretation of the rule didn't change before that year. It happens all the time. As long as it's consistently shitty, I'm okay with it. When it's inconsistently shitty, that's when I have problems. But that was consistently shitty the whole fucking year. Look. I'm saying that the call on the field, I agreed with. But in my opinion, and I'll say this, in my opinion, I wouldn't have overturned it. In my opinion, I wouldn't have overturned it. I say that's an incomplete pass, but I wouldn't have overturned it because I didn't think there was enough evidence for it. I thought that they had to look so long at the play to find that shouldn't have been overturned. It should have been, you couldn't fucking find it, so it should have stood up. I thought it was an incomplete pass, but I didn't think it made sense for them to overturn it. Now at least you can get me on that level, right? Exactly. I didn't like that they overturned the call. I thought it was too close to call. But I thought that if they were required to overturn it or uphold it, they should overturn it. But I didn't feel like they had enough evidence. I thought it took them fucking ages to find it. Again, there's a rule in the NFL. The NFL has a rule book. 1.5 minutes. You get 1.5 minutes to look at a play. They took longer than 1.5 minutes. So fuck off with that. That's not an incomplete pass. That's whatever you had on the field. If they ruled it incomplete pass on the field, I'd have said it's an incomplete pass. But it wasn't. It was a touchdown. Took them too long. Fuck off. Yeah, exactly. There wasn't enough to overturn it. I just thought it was an incomplete pass. But, again, I'm not the referee. If I'm the referee, it's my discretion. Fuck it. I'm keeping it. Damn, it is 8:45 in this time zone. And I've been talking for almost 2 hours. And this has been fun. Yeah, exactly. There's so many calls that I've seen where it's like, I would rather you go with what's on the field. For example, I was watching this... Fuck Ben Roethlisberger. Yes. Like he did to so many unsuspecting women, to so many non-consenting women, allegedly. Allegedly! Allegedly. I have to say allegedly because, it's not been proven in a court of law because he can't get in there. Captain Fat. I have to say this. So we did this freshman senior Olympics thingy at my high school, and for my senior year, it was during the Captain Fat Fuck debacle. I managed to put on the back of my jersey, because they allowed us to put things on the back of my jersey, CFF Big Ben. CFF standing for Captain Fat Fuck. I managed to sneak it the fuck on. I am still proud to this day that I managed to sneak Captain Fat Fuck on the back of a jersey from school. Yes, it is. I will find it, and I will send a picture. Someday, when I get a chance to see it, I will have a picture of that shit. Yeah, I did this. Because again, CFF doesn't mean anything. I can say whatever it means. It can be like I'm not a leader of men. Plus, that would have been too long for the shirt. But CFF Big Ben fit on the shirt. It was just short enough to fit on the shirt. And I was like, I'm going to slip this on here. Plus, it had to be like something, and it was something to do with my name. But yes. Captain Fat Fuck, leader of men. I hope that didn't destroy... No. Anyway, we are literally under 2 minutes away from being streaming for 2 hours. And I need to get going because I want to do something called not... My voice, man. You talk for 2 hours, it gets annoying. Golly. I wish I had a guest. Yeah, his video was so fucking good. If he does more long-form content, which I know he doesn't want to do, one of those videos every 2 or 3 months would be great. Even if it's that long, because you want consistent content. But stuff like that is so good. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up right here, because it's been fucking ages. I thank y'all for tuning into this. This has been really fun. Hope y'all enjoyed, because I know I did. Despite the fact that I made a train horn noise. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very good. Because I've heard, maybe murmurings about what the 93 Oilers were, and it's like... Oh my. This team was a dumpster fire. So, anyway, that's going to do it for this. So, thank y'all for joining. I hope y'all enjoyed. I know I did. Next week, we're going to be back here with the same thing. Same bat time, same bat channel. Yes. Let me think. You want to find me on Twitter? You can find me at capital BEN. Y'all are just talking to you shit. Okay. Anyway, you can find me at capital BEN, capital S, capital L, capital A, capital S, PORTS. You can find me. You find a pre-recorded podcast on Anchor tomorrow, which is gonna be different from this because it isn't live, though it is recorded. Okay, this is really awkward. You find my YouTube channel, which got all the backups of this. once again, hope y'all enjoyed this night. This was really good to have another time, especially after midterms. Been done for a couple days. For the love of God, do I have to make every single noise that's possible? Freaking. Anyway, yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed. Hope y'all have a great week coming up. I'll probably see y'all again on, I don't know, Tuesday for some of y'all, Thursday, or, in 10 minutes, But yeah, I have been Ben Schluter. This has been Gold to Go. Until next time, I will see you, and bye-bye.